Welcome back to Good Moms, Bad Choices.
I'm Erica.
And I'm Milah.
And it's Wednesday, bitches.
Happy Wednesday.
I just got a new bowl.
I see.
And I've been playing with it, trying to master the Tibetan singing bowls. I figure since I'm in the Tibetan lineage, Tantra school, I must also tap into the Tibetan sounds, darling.
It's all related.
They're kind of harder to play than the crystal, like to keep it.
Yeah, I've tried those and I was not good. And I thought,
kind of got to get some speed on it.
I don't think I had a good bowl, and also there's an art. You know, there's frequency to all sound.
Should we ground down for a second?
Yeah, let's do that. So,
okay.
Let's ground down and take some deep breaths.
Yeah. Let's take a deep breath in. Take another deep breath in. Release. Take another deep breath in.
Release with sound if you feel called, moaning, feeling pleasure. Hand on heart. That felt good. I needed that.
Me too.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, back to the regularly scheduled program. This is Milah.
On the ones and twos.
And my co-host here, Erica.
E-Love
on the sound bowls.
You're listening to
Good Mom.
90.7.
Good Moms. Hey, this is Kimberly, and I would just like to dedicate the next song to my man who gets out in 12 months. His name is Carl. And I just want to say, Carl, I love you. And this is my song to you, the Isley Brothers featuring R. Kelly.
Please shut up.
I didn't cheat on you, and I can't wait till you get home. Thank you, Kelly. Thank you for calling.
Forever. Oh, wow.
We have a very special guest tonight.
Me too. If you can't tell who it is just based on, well, they can't even see the set right now, can they? Or from one angle they can. Cut to the angle where you can see the set, Orlando. Look at those roses. Do you know who is here? Can you tell? Oh, yeah, you see her. We have the incomparable, the beautiful, the goddess, the rap priestess herself, Lizzy motherfucking Jeff, founder of Zen and Kush.
Insert claps.
Oh, my goodness.
This is where the claps come in.
Once again, it is a true honor to sit in the presence of two real-life goddesses, powerhouses, confident women, mothers, muses, inspirations, self-awareness, self-knowledge, grace, energy, intellect, mindset, personality.
Hit me with
all of that. It's just so beautiful, and I'm honored. So thank you. The pleasure is all mine. For real. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I always, when you come through, I always feel you, like on a soul level. Tonight's a full moon. It's late night at the studio. We're some moms, so we usually be here in the afternoon. Mm-hmm. But because when the stars align, it just happens that way. And of course, it always happens that way. So we're here manifesting, drinking some organic wine, because Lizzy Jeff only drink organic wine.
Only. Exclusively.
But thank you. Every time I'm in your presence, because you're such a goddess, you remind me that I'm a goddess. And I'm like, yes.
You're such a mirror. You got the mirror energy of goddess reflection.
That's powerful.
Yeah.
I receive it. It's a good season for us to come here and celebrate each other and speak life into each other. So Thank you. I receive it. It feels like it. I've been really on my path, doing the work, putting that time in, putting that energy in, a lot of light work, a lot of shadow work. So it's always so beautiful for it to be perceived by other goddesses, because that means, okay, I must be doing all right. You feel me?
You're doing the damn thing. You really, really are. I feel like you sprinkling magic wherever you go. Every time you're in our presence, that it feels good.
Thank you. You deserve it.
This whole season, we're in season 2. Okay, the first season was 300 episodes, but now we're in season 2, and this season is about all paths
leading to you.
All paths lead to you. And I like the term like all paths lead to God, because there's all types of religion, there's all types of beliefs, but like who cares? All paths lead to God, and I feel like that's the same as all paths lead to you, because we are God, and we're goddesses. And just now, when you're just like singing our praises and, spitting all the great adjectives, I was just thinking about like my perception of the word goddess, and that it's like this mystical, ancient archetype. And like when I think of goddess, I think of like literally some ancient like Egyptian goddess. And I was thinking, what does it look like and feel like to embody a goddess of this time? And like, because if there was a goddess then, there's a goddesses walking amongst us now.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And like, I just never really truly considered and embodied it. And then that moment I was like,
well, it's us right now. Truly.
That's deep.
Except the goddesses of that time knew they were goddesses.
Right. And that is the deep deception. And honestly, also, this is
the direct colonization of just everything.
Yeah. And like, honestly, like recently I've been thinking, we are in the first week of February. We're only 30 days really into the new year. And I've just been thinking deeply about perceptions shift. And it's just like it's just like you could have one idea and then somebody come have one conversation with you and your whole fucking shit can be blown up. Right. Like that is the beauty and magic of information and of like a malleable mind, but just like perception and like just solely focusing on shifting my perception. And like, when you said that, I was like, I am a modern goddess. I am the goddess of my time. We are goddesses of our time. And that's why I feel when you speak to me, I'm like, oh yeah. But I just want to encourage anyone listening, because this is my first time ever really doing it. I throw the word around a lot, goddess, my God,
but really, like sitting into that,
like thinking of like, what is your perception of goddess?
It changes everything.
And put yourself in that body.
Yeah, with that power, because if you don't know who the fuck you are,
right,
that is the biggest fucking fuck of life. That is the biggest programming, and like that they've cloaked us with, so we don't know our power. We're constantly questioning it.
Yep, rising to it.
And like, thankfully, the goddesses are awakening, and their wombs are awakening, and their power. Yeah, we're reclaiming it. And so now it's like, you speak to me, and I'm like, oh, I'm listening.
Right.
But
I love it.
Yeah, thank you for that.
That was a beautiful breakdown.
Break
down.
And
that's what it is. It's like you can study all the goddesses. You could listen to all the goddess music. You could read all the books. You could do all the meditations. And all of that is beautiful. But it really does mean something when when you have that knowing that you are divinity. And because it literally, it's like turning on a light switch. And it changes everything to walk in that femininity, to walk in that essence. Y'all know I'm not telling you anything you don't know, and that's part of why I love speaking that life and reminding women when I'm in their presence, because I always imagine a world full of activated women, rather than a world full of women that are depressed or shame, or walking in shame or trauma. When we think about a world full of activated women, and we activate each other by reminding each other that we are beautiful. Because even though when I look at y'all, I see nothing but beauty and love and humor and adventure. I see like style and grace and just the goddess energy. I know that you may have your days where you don't necessarily feel like that. You know, you might have, we all do. We have our times where we don't feel so, you know, emboldened in our confidence in those days. And so that's why it is important for us to reflect what we see and what we feel. And I'm not triggered by you in any way. I'm inspired by you, and I'm gonna let you know. I'm gonna reflect that. And ultimately, it's universal law that we are reflections of each other, right? So if that's what I see when I look at y'all, that must mean I'm doing all right in life. You feel me? Better than all right. So this is what I needed. This is like a check-in, a checkpoint, a rendezvous of goddesses to just check in with each other with the roses and the flowers and the organic wine and the tarot and the books.
And the lingerie.
We needed this. So thank you for having me.
I did.
Yeah.
Speaking of goddess energy and just like, you know, you, like I said, you're like such a reflection of this goddess archetype that it exists in every single woman. But a lot of women feel like this is like the goddess is like an exclusive club of women. Like it's like this specific archetype of bitches that are like a certain way. And it's like, no, like the goddess archetype lives in every single woman. You know what I'm saying? And and I think when I look at you online, like you always exude that. And like you said, like there are days and there are times when you don't feel like that. Like it's hard to connect back to that. So what does Lizzy Jeff do when when she needs to like connect back to that energy, or she's not feeling like, you know, like going through the motions of feeling like I don't feel like a goddess today, or like even darker. There's shit. I know there's days where like you have imposter syndrome. Like, what am I? Who am I?
Right.
You know, I mean, maybe not you, but I'm just curious what your practice is or what you do to like get yourself into goddess mode when you're not feeling so goddessy.
Oh my goodness. That's a good question. Thank you. Yeah, because I definitely be having those days. I be in my feelings. I'm real sensitive. And I'm working on what they say, don't take things personally. That was in the 4 agreements. And that's something that I always go back to is don't take things personally.
What are you sensitive about? Is there something, or things in particular that like trigger your sensitivity?
It's so many things. It's so many things. Like, because I consider myself a very generous person. I love, I love giving and sharing, but in like really intentional and creative ways. And I think sometimes I might have a little bit of an expectation of people to be that way. And sometimes they might just forget me altogether. And that makes me feel some type of way. And maybe they didn't forget me. They just didn't think about me in that moment. But it might be someone that I've been very intentional with that just makes me feel a type of way. Or, even just being a musician. You're
an artist and you're sensitive about your shit.
Just moving through stuff. But what I like to do, if I need to really, I like to move through it naturally. But what I've been very adamant and committed to is when I'm moving through stuff, because I'm always in my feeling, it's just like my cosmic placements. I always go 100% on taking care of me, no matter what. Even when I'm grieving really deeply, I never let myself get too deep where I just go days without showering or eating, shit like that. I've had those moments, but once I'm through it, I'm ragged and ran through. And it's like, that doesn't do anything for anybody.
Right.
And so I've been very adamant on my herbs every day. Even if I can't brew up my tea, I have my tinctures. When I do the roses, when I'm just in the presence of roses, because roses have the highest vibration of any flower in the universe. So sometimes I just like to put it in my hand and twirl it.
Guess who's coming to a city near you?
Us bitches. That's right. We're going back on tour with Confessions of a Good Mom.
Are you ready to confess your dirty little secret?
Are you ready to have the ultimate girls' night or date night? We're hitting Philly, Washington, D.C., Atlanta, New York, Charlotte, Houston, and Dallas. And we cannot wait to turn up with you guys.
If you haven't been to a Good Mom show, it is epic. It is fun. It is debauchery. It is a night of freedom, pleasure, and celebration and connection, and do all the things you wouldn't do Monday through Friday.
We are giving you the ultimate girls' night, the ultimate date night. So bring your lover, don't be shy, and come hang out with us in your city. Click the link in this episode description and do not miss out. We're going to be in Philly on March 13th, Washington, D.C. on the 14th, New York on the 16th, Atlanta on March 21st, Charlotte March 22nd, Houston April 18th, and finishing our tour in Dallas on April 19th.
This ain't like any other live podcast show you've been to, so get your hoochie gear, get your ladies, or come alone and come shake some ass. This episode is brought to you by BetterHelp. Honestly, traveling, being a mom, being a businesswoman, I've neglected myself. I've neglected going to therapy just because it wasn't easy. But recently, I've been using BetterHelp, and I can choose any therapist based on my needs, and I can access it anywhere in the world. I literally have no excuse, and there's nothing better than starting the relationship with yourself. I'm fulfilled, I'm aware, I'm mindful, and I'm still keeping up with my day-to-day travels, businesses, and being better at it because I have less anxiety. If you've been thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's literally helped me become my own soulmate. Visit betterhelp.com/choices today and get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/choices and get 10% off your first month.
So just communing with the rose, even if I'm so raw and rugged in my feelings and I'm ugly crying, I'll spray myself with rose water. I'll take a whiff of the roses, and it doesn't take me to 100 right away, but it does help me climb back up the ladder of confidence and goddesshood. And that's the beauty of being a woman. That's the beauty of being a goddess. You have access to all these mystical, miraculous rituals that you can soothe your heart and soothe your body and soothe your mind as you're moving through it. And yeah, I might, want to get me a scoop of some vegan, like salted caramel ice cream, but I'm not going to sit there and eat the whole damn jar. I'm going to have a couple, you feel me? And I'm
not good at that part.
It is hard. It's hard.
So goddesses don't eat the whole thing?
No, goddesses.
That's love vibration.
Goddesses only take a few bites? Fuck.
Goddesses honor where they are in the moment, and they don't judge themselves. They don't judge themselves, okay? It's just shit I be moving through, just like giving myself challenges to not go too deep in it. But if I need to go deep in it, fuck it. That's where I'm at. I honor myself. But that's the fun part, is remembering the rituals, remembering who you are, mirror work, getting in lingerie, taking a steam shower with eucalyptus and peppermint oil, rubbing your body down in shea butter oil, you feel me, giving yourself a facial, making an avocado breast rub for them nipples. Like, it's full moon, free bleeding on the earth. It's so many ways you can like thrive as a goddess, and that doesn't mean you have to go out and be the life of the party. You can still be in your sanctuary, honoring where you are in that raw season that you're in, but still embodying what it means like to be a goddess and move yourself through whatever it is you're moving through.
Yes, I feel like activating the senses is like such a major goddess hack, pretty, like, to really connect to your body, connect like just your energetic body to your spirit, to your physical body, and like marrying those senses. And I've been using rose oil too, and I've noticed like how like it's different than any other oil.
It is.
Like, it really makes me feel so feminine and like immediately sexy, and immediately just like desirable before myself. It's like a personal desire that then I can extend to someone else, because there is that kind of desire that comes with the red rose, I feel like. But
activates that fire element.
It really does. It really
sensuous.
does. Yeah.
But you can feel it. You don't need to read too many books about it. You just sit with it. And it's giving yourself that connection with earth too in some way.
And I think it's important too, like for the goddesses listening, like you discovering what those things are for you. It may not be roses for you, although it probably is some roses, bitch. I just feel like overall roses are going to hit.
Joe's be having a special.
But I feel like every person has the thing that those things that really activate that thing in them, and then like remembering them. That's like the hardest part of all, is like remembering to use the toolbox. Like remembering that you have these
like,
things that you know, like, hey, that one time that shit made me feel better. Let me remember that, and being able to come back to that.
You have to reach for it though. But if you're so stuck in it, it's hard to reach for it.
That's so important.
I like that you said that, you know, like you let yourself, you know, sometimes you do need to eat the whole pint of ice cream, like whatever that way that shows up for you too. I think that a lot of times we forget that a part of being a goddess and a part of the divine femininity is that we are deeply sensitive.
Right.
We feel everything, and most of us, I feel like there's a rationality, and so you're open, and so a lot of times it's like we have been taught to limit how much we can feel in the moment, and how we can show up, and how much we can cry, and like how sad or you know, like there's all these rules around our anger, our rage, and the truth is they're just feelings, you know. And the sooner you get in bed with them and allow yourself to move through them and honor it, then the better it is on the other side. Then you can like say, all right, now I'm done. But with catching ourselves too soon is sometimes staying in line with the cycle of like this is how socially we've been programmed. Right.
Oh, and that's just toxic behavior.
And it's toxic behavior. But it's also like you have to be like, not like, you have to be aware enough to be like, am I getting so caught in it like that I'm stuck here?
Self-awareness.
The boundary of like not getting stuck in it, but allowing yourself to feel.
It's a balance.
There's a balance. But I find myself cutting the feeling off immediately, justifying why I should not feel that way. There's so much worse shit going on in the world,
that's
girl.
Deep.
People are like really going through some shit, and you over here
tripping.
But still, that's how I feel. And so by not honoring it, I'm not really honoring any of the shit, because I can't really help what's going on in the world at the very moment, but I can connect to what I know is going on here in my body.
Can I ask you something? You made me think about it. Thank you for sharing that. Is there one person on this earth who, if you shared something that was real raw and sensitive with, you would care about them validating your feelings?
Like I expect and want them to validate my feelings.
Yeah, is there like one person that you can feel safe and raw with sharing, and then you actually care about what they would share, or them validating your feelings? Does that make sense?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's Erica and Orlando.
Okay, that's beautiful.
I think like mostly I know I can go with mostly anything, and honestly, to be true, like it's easier for me to say things to Erica.
Okay.
Because this is our space. Our space is in talking. And maybe if it's like stuff with us initially, like maybe easier to go somewhere else. But like for literally anything else, this is the easiest place. Because I know she's going to be like, well, you know, that's okay. Or like, you know what I mean?
Okay. Is that what I do?
Yeah. Or like, you're right.
Okay.
Or at least, it's a safe space. And I think I've practiced this space with her the most authentically, so there's a level of expectation of like, I do know that, you know what I mean, that I'm trying to practice. I am practicing in my relationship, and I feel safe to do it, but this is a muscle I've exercised way more here.
That's deep. Thank you for sharing. I was asking because I have in the mic one or two people that I care about, you know, if I'm sharing something that's raw and vulnerable. And I ask because, well, how would I want them to validate my feelings in this moment? What would I want them to say to encourage me? And a lot of times I'll tap into that energy if it's just me and my solitude and my solo work, and say it to myself, because I am really sensitive. Like I said, I think many of us are, but it's just a matter of that emotional awareness, maturity. And so somebody like Erica or Orlando, when you're in your solitude, moving through that shit, you know, telling yourself what you would want to hear in this moment. And that kind of soothes the just a little bit.
And I think I've come to realize that a lot of, on top of that, is like what I would want to hear is not generally what I respond with. That's not, like, maybe not exactly.
What do you mean what you respond with?
Like, maybe if you came to me and said something to me, or you did something, like how I would want you to respond to me may not be the way I respond to you. That's not maybe in my nature. What I actually crave is not actually in my nature to deliver, but probably because it's what I crave and may not always have gotten.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like, just because that's what you crave is
doesn't mean that's what you're going to get.
That's your nature.
Yeah.
In fact, our nature is to not be as compassionate. You know what I mean? It's like, so it's always a work in progress. To be in solitude and say, what would I want to hear? And so that you can, when someone comes to you with something, also lead in this same space in which you expect. But you have to be in space with yourself to know, what would I want to hear in order to be able to be soft with someone else? But a lot of times we're not.
We're not being soft with ourselves.
Which is a direct reason why we can't show up that way for people. And there's a disconnect.
And then there's people that are soft with other people and they have no boundaries at all. Like, I feel like it goes,
both ways. That's true. That's true.
So you said they're soft with other people but brutal with themselves. Now, I'll admit, I be tripping sometimes. But it comes with, I feel like, when you wear a crown, which we all do, and when you step into a particular position of leadership where people rely or come to you or are inspired by, it does make you care a little bit more. But at the same time, it's like, that's why the authenticity part, that's why being true to yourself and who you are is vital, so that nothing or no one's expectations of you. I see you rolling your eyes.
No, I'm just like taking a deep breath. I'm just like taking it like yeah, like even, I'm sure, even as being as goddess as we are, as vulnerable as we are, showing up, which to someone else may seem as a very bold, like those titties are out, or she said,
right,
she's sucking, there's all these perceptions of what that looks like. And still, we all have suffered from, is this too much?
Right. Is this too much?
Is this too much? Am I too much?
Well, do you think that there is a toxic goddess culture?
A TGC?
Is there toxic goddess culture?
Toxic goddess.
I feel like there might be toxic goddess culture.
Duality.
Can you give me some examples of toxic goddess culture?
Right.
Well, people that aren't really like, it's not...
Like that lady
they don't
who
believe
said,
themselves.
Like
they
that
don't
lady
even. They're not really doing the work to really believe themselves. They're not doing. They're not doing shadow work. They're not doing shit. They're disrespecting themselves, but posting. I don't know. I just feel like there's. I feel like in any genre of whatever the fuck label or
there's a toxic
version of it.
Well, because there's toxic people and there's healed people, and so there's gonna in any walk of life, there's going to be the good and the bad.
Multidimensionality. But I'm glad you brought it up, because I will admit
Lizzy's like, I've met the toxic goddess.
For example,
let me not.
I'm kidding.
Here's what go ahead.
No. Mine was not really
say. I'm not even trying to say what I'm trying to say, but what I'm trying to say is, because anything I say, I stand on it. But with my particular music and lifestyle and body of work, I consider myself, a OG. I consider myself a real nigga. You feel me? I mean, y'all probably got to bleep that out, but maybe you don't. But just how I was raised, who I was raised by, the time, the geographic location, and most of my life I was leaning in my masculine energy, just having 3 brothers, like just being in the streets, playing ball, et cetera, et cetera. When I finally tuned into my feminine energy, it was a real beautiful discovery. And so I really do my best to balance it. Now, with that comes a lot of people who are attracted to the light, who bring light, but also people who bring that dark energy as well.
Absolutely.
And we can't overlook the dark energy, but in the spiritual community, in the wellness, holistic lifestyle community, whether it's the festivals, the conferences, or the retreats, there's still a lot of that surface layer, toxic goddess energy, toxic God energy, which is not necessarily a negative thing, because God is multidimensionality. Goddess is multidimensionality.
Right.
We can be so clean and pristine, but at the same time, humans can be filthy and dirty. And so is balance and duality in all things. But when that comes up, especially when I'm dealing with it from the masculine energy, I advocate for myself. I speak up on it. But then it's like she's starting a gender war. But it's like, no, all I'm doing is holding this energy accountable and having a real conversation. So because I feel a certain type of way, I'm hurt based on your behaviors or action. Other women are hurt based on your behaviors and actions. So can we bring certain conversations to the forefront of our culture to really talk about stuff that's deeper than surface layer, so that we can move forward and move beyond it? Because yes, there is what you said, the goddess toxic culture, but it's like, okay, this is what it is, and it's going to always be a part of it. But I think that us raising those questions as to what it is, to hold ourselves accountable, because we all should be showing up with a top tier mindset, a top tier way of integrity in how we deal with each other and how we speak to each other and move with each other. I think that is important. So I'm glad you brought that up. Maybe that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it's this organic wine.
The organic wine is hitting.
Makes sense to me.
Yes.
So, Lizzy, we asked our community, our tribe, we told them we were having you back on the show, and we had a few questions.
Okay, for real?
Yes.
Let's see what they got.
Okay, here we go. How do you stay inspired, and what does inspire you?
How do I stay inspired?
Mm-hmm.
And what inspires me? I love beautiful men. I love taking long romantic walks to the bank. I love titty rubs. I love listening to good music. I love just indulging in like the beautiful, sweet things in life. That's what inspires me. I always try to find inspiration in everything around me. You said what inspires me, and
what inspires you, and how do you stay inspired?
Okay, I stay inspired by, honestly, and I say this a lot in my music, but the fact that we woke up today, the fact that we got another opportunity to just breathe and enjoy life is enough reason for me to be inspired. It don't matter what kind of day I had yesterday, who I had to curse out, how far up somebody's tush I had to break my foot off. You feel me? It doesn't matter what happened yesterday, last week, earlier today. The fact that I woke up and I'm breathing, that's enough inspiration for me to go and get it. And I find inspiration in books and music and people and the way I dress. You feel me? And how I cook my food. Oh my goodness. Come on.
Are you going to cook for us?
Yeah,
I would love to cook for y'all. I would love that, because that's one of my love languages, is preparing alkaline, delicious, delectable, highly vibrational, inspirational meals for my homies.
Have another girl sleepover.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. Okay, when y'all get back.
Is that our 6-year anniversary?
A girl sleepover. We just had a girl sleepover the other night, and it was so amazing.
It was fun.
There was 10 women at my house, and pretty much all of them spent the night. And I was like, I wasn't sure, like, because I would like my space by myself, Scorpio.
Oh yeah, you were very.
Big
I mean,
score.
I wanted to do it, and I was happy to do it.
But she was
then
also scared.
Then it got close to it, and I was like, oh shit, this is a big commitment that I've signed up for. And then I loved every second of it, just seeing like all my bitches just feeling sexy and cute. And then my girlfriend, like, it was her birthday, and she really needed this girls' night, and we were all so happy to like spoil her and celebrate her and make her feel like the goddess that she is, and remind her, like, the moment she came in, it was like photo shoot, sit your ass down, put these pajamas on. Like, it was beautiful. It was very romantic. Like, we made it a very romantic evening, and it was just like 10 of us women. And then we
wow, God is good.
And then we ate this beautiful dinner, and then we had this miraculous idea to use all our best resources as podcasters and good moms who make best
as live performers to call live entertainment, which was in the form of a sexy man named Rico, who was the top notch. I mean, honestly, male performer I've ever seen in, the last 10 years.
Yeah.
And God actually.
There's a lot coming from you, because I know you done seen him.
Rico.
I mean, the male entertainment, I haven't seen. Yeah, he is. And he came to us from God.
Literally.
He literally body rolled towards us.
Literally, with no hair on his chest.
Body rolled towards us with
3
open
buttons
chest.
Open. Oh. And he was just like mesmerizing me and Erica, and I was like, we were on mushrooms.
And we were like,
oh my goodness,
I was like, I don't know, but keep
like,
probably rolling.
And then we had this like this moment of this light bulb moment. We're like,
and right at the same time, like,
he needs to perform at our live show.
He needs to come to the show. And I was like, I feel like he's gonna get the job done. And he told us he was from Vegas, and when he said Vegas, I knew it was entertainment.
Oh my goodness.
He was almost like floating towards us like a mirage.
He knew what he was doing.
He knew it.
Anyway, he did a great job at the live show. Oh yeah, you were there.
Oh,
okay, I was wondering if it was.
You know the vibes.
Rico, that's a beautiful
moves,
man.
Cartwheels and all types
I
of
saw
shit.
I saw the moves, and I said, okay. And y'all was really handling him.
Mm-hmm. He was really handling
us.
us.
Oh, y'all not new to this.
I mean, I was trying to hold my own, but you know what? I realized at that moment, first I was like, this is a really grown and sexy party. Like, we lived our whole lives to just have another slumber party.
And have matching pajamas and curated dinners.
But then when we had the golden idea to call Rico, I was like, I love that this is my contribution. Like, I love that I'm the bitch who can call the niggas. I'm like, the one we could just give the money and he'd leave. Like, I want to be.
It was a beautiful adult transaction.
That's
it
powerful.
Was wonderful. He came over. He was prepared. He's like, give me a glass of wine. All right, let's get to it. Boom.
We made him a plate.
It was action based.
He smoked a blunt.
That is good.
And he got his coins, and we got our entertainment. He went on.
He was
home.
like, bye. And I was like, wow, this is the most mature transaction.
I love that for y'all.
And I was like, we're the cool moms. We know the adult entertainment.
So if you want,
and he's great.
I think we should start selling this package. So if you want the Rico experience / a bougie,
intimate
beautiful
sleepover.
Curated girls dinner,
we're bringing sleepovers back.
Yeah,
adult sleepovers are in, and if you want a good mom's curated birthday party, divorce party, bachelorette party, fuck it, it's just time to have a
pleasure
party. Call us, pleasure party. We're the pleasure party
experts,
and we can curate it for
that.
you.
That's sexy. That's sensual.
The pleasure party experts.
I love that. I just updated my EPK today, and I added a whole new section of pleasure parties, bachelor party, bachelorette, private events, curation, just because I've been really on one with my vixens in all the different cities.
Oh my God, I just had an idea.
So this is so aligned.
You know, like, yes, this is everything that you already know about.
I'm here for this.
Yeah.
What were you going to say?
I'm not telling. I'm going to tell it off camera.
Okay, I respect that. Make sure you remember that.
Listen, me and Erica just were reminded recently. I mean, like, we know like we're powerful manifestors, but I think sometimes God will like sprinkle some shit on you just so you remember who the fuck you are.
Yeah, of course.
And like literally, we were here the other day. We spoke someone up who's previously been on the show, and literally minutes later, he walked by the sidewalk, and she's like, isn't that... It was 19 keys. And he's like, is that 19? She's like, we're like, 19. 19, like fucking night crazy people. And I was like, oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah, that was
literally, like, we don't talk about
alignment.
19 keys every day, but this particular afternoon, and I was like, we got to shut the fuck up. I mean, it was great to see him. But in general, you know what? I just want to remind, we have to do an affirmation, but I just wonder if you think of any inspiration for what I'm about to say. Just based on what we opened the show with, Lizzy reminding us that we're goddesses. I just want to remind everybody else that you are also a goddess or a god, and everything that comes from you has vibration. Your every word, every energetic thought has a vibration and is powerful. That's why you have the power. But oftentimes we forget that. And we'd be thinking negative shit, saying whack shit, not looking at our friends and be like, damn, she's fine. And not saying just simply, damn, you're fine.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, and just forgetting to say the thing because it's a muscle we have to exercise. But as magical goddess bitches, I need everyone, queens, I need everyone to just remind yourself how powerful you are, and by utilizing your power and your frequency, you remind your sisters and your lovers and your kids to do the same thing, and so that we can create a world that is constantly, frequencies of love. Which brings me to my outfit today.
Yes, preach.
This outfit.
Almost.
Go ahead, E-Love.
Right.
It's from...
You're not drunk. We're not high.
We're not high.
I mean, I'm here for it.
This is from our good friend Gilly, who is in Puerto Viejo, our second home. This is his line called Love is the answer.
Oh, I love Gilly, and he looks so cute on his top. It's very cute.
That's
Did you
super
cut it
cute.
this way?
I customized it.
It looks so cute this way.
He has a lot of different looks, but I mean, shit, love is the answer. And I think we forget that. Love is the answer. Loving ourselves, loving each other out loud, loving ourselves out loud and in loud. I just made that
Right,
up.
in loud.
You like that?
Loud.
I just made that.
You're so smart.
You're a genius.
That means loud in your head. That means a voice in your head, okay?
Got it.
You look good, like a 90s.
That's
bad
just giving me like
bitch.
Janet Jackson, right?
That's what I was thinking
Giving
too.
poetic
It's definitely
justice
giving
vibes.
Janet.
Yeah.
Like a moth to the flame, burned by the fire. That's the way love goes.
Ooh, ooh,
That's the way love goes.
Let's go, y'all.
You got your shells on? You got
That's
your
the way love
goes. It goes, it goes.
Right, I know that's right. Sing that shit.
Orlando hit That's the Way Love Goes.
Hey.
That's like literally my favorite song of all time. That reminds me of 1995.
Oh, that's a good one.
Why
That's
is
a
my
classic.
stepdad in that music video?
I
Did I ever show you him in
Your
it?
You did.
stepdad?
And now I can't see it.
Yeah, he
But-
has the dreadlocks. He's like, Janet's like massaging his head.
And now you're a video
And
vixen.
now it's in the family lineage.
Powerful legacy.
Powerful legacy.
Oh, I'm gonna have to
Vixen.
look out for him.
Maybe we could just lead out the episode with that song. Maybe we could just sneak and just
We can. We'll do it. It's
maybe,
at the end.
maybe if we put our own vocals over it, they won't get.
That's true. I think that's
Right.
fine.
But before my 4 rants, you picked a card.
I did.
Wait, ladies, do we have an affirmation?
Affirmation. Lizzy.
Oh, my bad. Oh, okay, for me. Oh, shit. That was a good catch.
Oh no!
Oh, my goodness.
This is
That's
like
deep. That's
This is a Tide
abstract. That's
commercial.
abstract.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
Okay, my goodness.
Oh wow. Okay.
I am in alignment with my deepest desires, and when things try to distract me and knock me off my path, I am still focused. I am still guided and exactly where I need to be. And I
Lizzy has to fit on a post.
oh shit. I was
It
just
doesn't have to. It can be-
okay, so tell me my affirmation. I am a miraculous, divine reflection of divinity.
I am a miraculous, divine
reflection of divinity.
When I look in the mirror,
When I look in the
When
mirror.
I look in the mirror,
I see nothing but a luminous, luxurious, and liberated goddess.
When I look in the mirror, I see nothing but a luminous, luxurious, and liberated goddess.
Ooh, liberated goddess.
Luminous.
Not an incarcerated
luxurious, liberated
Ooh,
goddess.
come on,
Babe, can you
alliteration.
hand me a paper towel?
Right.
I'm concerned about the yellow
I don't
couch.
know if this is going to actually, that's not
No,
gonna do
wait,
anything.
just this is stressing me out. Bad.
Okay, right. As long as you're not stressed out.
You know what I want to ask you? You never seem stressed out.
Wow, that's deep.
I want to ask you, how the fuck are you not stressed?
How the fuck are you floating all the time? Because I feel on edge.
Yeah, I'm so happy to hear that from somebody else because I be really out here tripping, y'all.
Thanks.
But thank you I'm glad you perceive that. I'm glad you perceive that because that means a little bit of the work that I do to remain stress-free is working, but it's a journey. I just looking at my grandmother, my great-grandmother, my mother, and the women that came before me and just the way that they had to deal with a high level of stress. Breathwork is like one of the greatest assets. But also, especially as melanated women, we process stress in so many unseen ways that even if we be like, no, I'm good, I'm all right, I ain't tripping, I'm good. What do you mean I'm good? That's really just some toxic behavior patterns because we not really good and we telling ourselves we good. So then that stress accumulates in our cells and we start dealing with those unseen illnesses, emotional and spiritual. And so for me, although I, do find myself having those moments of high intensity and emotional distress, I do. I just really do my best to breath work through it. You feel me? Y'all doing an excellent job over there. Breath work through it. That's the best.
It's working.
One of my young goddess homegirls, she like 22 and she knows you'd have thought she was Yemaya. And I'm like, damn, I wish I knew what you knew at 22.
Yeah, shit.
But she always says her name, her previous name is Hathora. She recently changed her name, but I would have to double verify her new name.
Lizzy.
But she always says
Is
like
Hathor her birth name? And
Hathora. No, it was her given
so
name.
she's just giving herself new names.
Yeah,
through every
and this
season.
was a new season of her.
Oh, wow.
I'm not
Fuck
mad at
it.
it.
Yeah,
Fuck
I'm
it.
not.
Mila's
And
a new
Today I'm,
version.
Right.
Christina today.
Yeah, okay, see, it was a goddess name. I just can't remember in this moment because anyways, but she always says, I'm going to breath work. I'm going to cycle it out. I'm going to cycle it out. So if anybody pisses her off or if she eats like some fried food or something weird, she always says, I'm going to cycle it out. And what she means is she's just going to focus on her breathing and
Flush that
literally
shit out.
breath work
And it will.
And
will
it
flush
does
out.
work. Like,
Whether that's
it
a
does.
cry, whether that's a throw up. I mean, it can do so many things.
Yeah.
Even the awareness and the knowledge and the frequency of saying, I'm about to, what did she say?
Cycle
I'm
it
about
out.
to cycle it out, and then thinking about, like literally physically thinking about cycling it out of your body, the
yeah.
visualize, like weaving the light and the sound
Yeah.
is Tantra. Like that's literally how you do it. You consciously say, I'm leaving this shit here. And then or move it out with your body or like literally physically with your mental push that shit out or meditate that shit out. But we underestimate our goddess power and we forget that we have the power to do this shit because that's what it means to be a goddess. I can alchemize and transmute anything. And so we stay still and we stay stuck and we eat the whole fucking thing of ice cream and shit. And then we like drink and smoke and fuck. And then we're like, we're fine. And then that trauma builds and builds and builds. And that generational trauma also builds.
oh, that's deep.
When we're consciously, because as Black women, as melanated women, we're programmed to be like, I'm fine, I'm good.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're like, am I good? Like,
hell no.
you don't even know if you're good or if you're bad because you haven't had the conversation with yourself. But actually reminding yourself that it's literally just saying, let me meet this issue and this emotion and then let me
Where is it
greet
in my
it.
body?
Where is it? Where does it?
Where is it in my body?
Because sometimes
And
it
what does
lives
feel
in
like?
our
And then say,
breasts.
what do you want me to do with this?
Give me a word. What does it feel like?
And even asking it.
That's good.
What can I do
Erica.
for you? How can I help you? How can I help you move this out? Literally letting the feeling come out and then literally looking at it, and just
And not judging yourself.
judging yourself
Because that's the
verbally.
hardest part.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm not even gonna apprehend you when I'm just in a I mean, I'm rarely in a rage.
I can't even see you.
I'm rarely in a rage.
I'm rarely in a rage.
Nah, but I be. Okay, I be. But I'm saying that because I'll go and have me a fresh coconut. Oh, and I'm good. I'll get me I'll fresh press juice a ginger shot. And that takes me up.
That'll bitch slap you.
Yo, the Erewhon juice bar, they should send me a check for even just mentioning their name just now. But they're a juice bar. They have a coconut cloud smoothie with the coconut, the blue spirulina, coconut water, the dates. It's a vibe and stuff like that. It makes my cells rejuvenate. So when I need support emotionally and I just can't get over some shit a fuckboy did or said, or a fuck girl did or said, and I'm just struggling a little bit emotionally, then I go to the rejuvenation of the cells, and then that helps bring balance and restoration back to my mindset so that I can proceed forward into the next chapter of my greatness to live the life that I was called here to live. You feel me?
Without any bumps, without any pullbacks, without being caught up on some shit that's really not for you anyway.
It's not for me anyway, so I'm going to continue to push forward. And I love being here. I love the questions. I love the conversation. I love the energy that y'all carry, and I'm really glad that you're shifting how you do things creatively while still staying in your creativity. You're setting an example for a lot of women to not do so much all the damn time, to make things exclusive, to understand that your vibe is a vibe, and sometimes you got to pay for that. You feel me? Sometimes you got to invest in that type of frequency to exist in this space with us, because the energy is not always free. So thank y'all for constantly showing me, leading the way, uplifting other women. I resonate with your work so much. I think you're both amazing and beautiful women. I'm going to always tell you this every time I see you, but more than anything, I'm just very inspired and honored to be in your presence, and I hope you continue selling your book. I hope you continue your friendship, longevity, more success, more pleasure, more dope ass next level opportunities coming towards you. I wish all of that on you, and I'm excited for the next time we link up. So thank you so much.
Wow,
yes,
thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We love you, and it's always wonderful to have you here and to be in your presence and to hear your vibrations, because they're
Thank
strong
you.
and they're powerful.
They are powerful.
Thank you.
They radiate.
Thank you.
Speaking of vibrations,
Is it tarot time?
it's tarot
Oh yeah,
time,
let's do
darling.
the tarot time.
Okay, Lizzy, you pulled the King of Cups. Upright, right? It was upright.
Mm-hmm.
Emotionally balanced, compassionate, diplomatic. The King of Cups represents mastery over the realms of emotion, creativity, and the unconscious. When this card turns up in a tarot reading, you have gained control over your feelings and can accept them without allowing them to get the better of you. Even when life throws you a curveball, you can draw on your emotional maturity and stability to help you navigate these challenges. You don't let things get to you, and you steer clear of the drama, instead choosing an emotionally balanced, calm approach. The King of Cups embodies the perfect balance between the executive and the heart. Not only are you able to assess and manage the situation logically, but you can also draw upon your intuition and understanding of human interactions. As a leader, you care as much about achieving your goals and objectives as you do about making sure everyone is happy and engaged along the way. As a king, he is a masculine, fatherly energy, and as a Cups card, he brings his emotional self to the forefront. He offers wise advice when it comes to feelings, emotions, creativity, and relationships, and can see the human dynamic in its entirety. The King of Cups is compassionate towards others, creating strong bonds and relationships based on patience and understanding. He may appear in your life as a mentor, coach, spiritual guide, or you may step into this role yourself.
You are such a wonderful narrator. Your tone is just superb. Thank you for reading that.
Thank you.
I resonate with that.
I'm moving through the rest of this month with King of Cups energy. By the time you listen to this, I will be on retreat. So I will be moving with that energy, feminine energy, though. But we are being diplomatic. We are hopefully holding space for the women so that they can disarm. And
hopefully we will be.
They will disarm.
Yes,
surrender
yes.
to the vibe.
And so they can disarm.
And we'll be beachside in the warm weather, half naked, eating fresh fruit and real food.
Rejuvenating my cells.
In real food.
Yes.
Rejuvenating my cells.
I love that for y'all.
Lizzy, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Where can we find you? Where can the people find
At
you?
Zen and Kush.
When is their next Zen and Kush?
Thank you for asking. They can find me at the next Zen and Kush, which will be the Zen and Kush Fest in New Orleans this June. And then we're going to run it back in December in Miami. But for the most part, I exist on all the music streaming platforms at Lizzy Jeff, LIZZYJEFF, social media, all of that. My new album, my new EP, Kush Clouds and Coconut Water, is set to release on 2/2. But right now it's actually available for the exclusive pre-release via my website at LizzyJeff.com, and also the link in my bio. It's a beautiful body of work. It's just a real special, smooth, medicinal, sensuous, but raw and vulnerable expression of what I've been moving through over these last few months, over this last year. And it is raw, but it's also uplifting and encouraging and inspiring. And I'm just so happy to be sharing it with the world. So that's Kush Clouds and Coconut Water. So that'll be coming out on 2/2 to hold y'all over until the next Zen and Kush experience takes place. But let's stay connected. Let's keep building. Let's keep growing. And most importantly, this is something I always tell myself, but if it's one thing you kept with me, if you kept with yourself from this conversation, I just hope that everybody floats out of this conversation feeling a little bit more inspired, more rejuvenated in their purpose, but also with the reminder to remember to just take care of yourselves. There's a lot going on in the world, and it's important that we do dive into those rituals of deep self-care to really navigate these interesting times, and most importantly, stay hydrated. LIZZYJEFF is up. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Good mom, listening to Good Mom, smoking on my Good Mom. Hey,
yeah, make sure you check us out. We are official Lizzy Jeff video models, video vixens.
Yes, oh yeah.
Check.
You
know where to find us. And you guys, our season will be ending in a couple of weeks. And so if you want to get Good Moms off season, you have got to sign up for Patreon. There's a lot of uncensored, unreleased bonus content over there. And we will be talking and chatting. We're on Discord. We're going on tour in March and April. So look out for a city near you. And you know where to find us on Good Moms _Bad Choices.
I love you.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye.